Hi everybody, it's Catherine from In the Pink Designs. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and my project today is this very slender box. Inside of here is a Andes Candy Snap Bar. I got this one at Dollar Tree. They have them, I believe, at the grocery store, and at Walmart I've seen them too. But also what will fit in here are these little candy sticks that you get from like Cracker Barrel. I got these actually in a big can from Marshall's. Not sure how much it was. It was $3.99 for 12 of them. But you usually can get these 5 for $1 at a lot of general stores and things like that, and 3 of them will fit in there also. If just little things. The actual box is 1 1/4 by 6 1/2 by 3/4. Alrighty. Before we get into what I used, I wanted to address, somebody asked me, Sherry asked me if I have a newsletter. I'm not very tech savvy. I have to learn all this stuff. If you haven't purchased from me, I don't have your email. What you can do is go to I will start sending one out. You can go to my email and send me your email and tell me that you'd like to get some newsletters every once in a while from me. We'll tell you the specials that I'm running and the specials that Stampin' Up! Is running. And one of the Stampin' Up! Ones that goes until the 30th of November is it's $75 for $125 worth of product that you pick. All right. So if you were going to spend $75 and you're not a hobby demonstrator or a demonstrator already, I would love it if you join my team. You do not have to continue. You can just do it to get the deal, get the 20% off for the 3 months coming, and then you can let it expire. Okay. There's no penalty for not continuing it. And I am also doing free shipping this month for anything $50 or over. So you can either pick mine for $50 or over, or if you wanted to do the demonstrator deal of $75 for $125 of product, and you pick it. It's not automatically picked for you. For the $50, I'm either going to refund your shipping, or I showed a different one last time. I have these fabric storage baskets that are reversible. This one's got llamas. This one has little dinosaurs on it. I also will be doing Christmas and holiday ones too. So you can pick the refund of shipping, or I can mail you one of my baskets that I made. And I told you I got the pattern from Chicken Scratch. She's a paper crafter, a demonstrator also, and she does some sewing things. Okay, so I used the Christmas season stamp set for all the leaves and the berries. I used the seasonal label dies to cut them out. I used the Christmas tree dies for this little Christmas tree here. The Whimsical Trees stamp set for this sentiment, and Tidings of Christmas Designer Series paper. All right, and what we need is some basic white for stamping. We have a bunch of different stamping to do. We need a piece of cherry cobbler that is 8 1/4 by 4 1/2, and I'll put all these measurements on my blog that is linked below. Now this is the Tidings of Christmas DSP part of it, and I need a piece that is 5 1/2 by 4 3/4, and that's going to wrap around our box. And I need, from the Christmas tree dies, I need one of these little Christmas trees out of Evening Evergreen. All right. So let's start with our piece of cherry cobbler that is 8 1/4 by 4 1/2. And I'm going to get my Simply Scored. And we're going to start on the 8 1/4 side. And we're going to score at 3/4, 7, and 7 3/4. And then we're going to turn it to the 4 1/2 inch side, and we're going to score at 1/2, 1 3/4, 2 1/2, and 3 3/4. All right, and that's it. Now I'm just going to fold and burnish all of the score lines. Okay, and we have the skinniest rectangle, which is 1/2 inch on the right hand side, and there's one at the top. Okay, and this is what we're going to do. All right, we're going to get rid of this and then just keep the rectangle straight and tab the squares. And at the top, we're going to get rid of these 4 and these 2 here and make this our flap around the corners. Okay, all right, so remember we're starting with the skinny rectangles at the top and on the right hand side. We're going to start over on the left here, and we're going to cut the side of this rectangle straight and then wedge both sides of the square. Okay, we're going to go to the other side of this rectangle, and this is all up to the first score line. Okay, and then we're going to go to the other side of the square and cut that rectangle over here straight, and then wedge both sides of the square here. Okay, and we're going to skip to the other side of this rectangle, cut it straight, and then just cut a little bit up onto that skinny rectangle. Okay, so that's what it looks like now. All right, now we're going to turn it 180 so that the skinny rectangles are on the bottom and on the left. All right, so our flap's going to be over here. So these are the 4 rectangles we don't need. Okay, so we're going to go over 2 score lines and cut to the second score line up, and then get rid of all of this. Okay, all right, now go to the next score line and cut it straight to the second score line up. Get rid of this rectangle at the top, and now we have a square, and we're just going to just take a little bit off of each side, and that's so that the box closes without things sticking out the sides. All right, now this is our flap, so we're going to leave them alone and cut it straight to the second score line there. Okay, cut this piece off the top here, and then wedge the square, and that's the other side of our flaps, inside flaps there. Okay, so now we just need 2 more things here. We have to round the corners of this. Now, if you don't have a corner rounder, you can just take a little mini sliver off of each side. And I'm just going to round them. Okay. All right, and then you need a small circle punch, which we don't sell right now. And out of this piece that doesn't have the flap, you just want to take a piece of a circle out, just so that it's easier to open the box. All right, now we're going to put on this, the longest skinny rectangle, only this little piece up here is left on the top one. We're going to put tear and tape right up next to the score line all the way down. And then I'm going to take the backing off with my take your pick tool, flip the whole thing over, flip the part with the tape over, and flip the other side over to meet it. Okay, now this is going to be our back. So we're going to put the sides in and the back. That's the part with the seam here. And this is where we want to put some more of our tear and tape to close the bottom. That's the back of the front flap. And there you go. Okay. Now we're going to put our snap bar in. That gives us a little something to lean on if we have to, because we have to do the decorations. All right. Okay, so now we need our piece of 'Tis the Season Designer Series paper, and we're going to have it so that the 5.5 inch side is going this way, okay? And across the top is the 4 3/4. We're going to put it right in the middle and pick it up, and then just give it a little bit of a crease where the edges are, okay? And then take it off and make sure that your sides are even, and then just give it a burnish, and then we still have to do some on the back. Okay, so now put this back where it was, and then we're going to flip it over, make sure that it's in there good, and we're going to just give it a crease here and a crease there. Make sure it's nice and good, tight. Okay, and then do the same thing. Just take it off and make sure that the side over here and the side over here is nice and straight, and then you'll know you have a fold that's straight. Okay, now if you wanted to, you could just cut individual pieces and have like mat it, but I thought this would be nice to have it go all the way around. Okay, now what we're going to do is get our liquid glue, and I'm just going to put some on the whole thing. Just get it close to the edge, but not right on the edge, because we don't want it to leak out if we can help that. You can do it section by section too if you want to. All right, and then just put the piece that's the biggest, that's closest to the middle, on first, okay? And then make sure, like I didn't, that it's about the same on the top and the bottom. It's about 1/2 inch, I think. Maybe not. Let's see. What did I do? It's 3/8 inch on the top and the bottom. All right. And then we're going to glue the rest of it. Okay, and that's our box and our DSP on the box. Okay, I got glue. All right, now we need to do some stamping. Alrighty, so we need the Christmas season stamp set, and we're going to be using this image, the berry stem, and the berries. Okay. All right, so let's do, first we're going to do Evening Evergreen ink, and we're going to use the long kind of palm frondy-ish looking one. And we're going to just put that right there. And that's an Evening Evergreen. Also in Evening Evergreen, we're going to do the berry stems. Okay. Now we're going to do Cherry Cobbler ink for the berries. Okay, here's our berry stamp. And just, let me turn it like this so I can see it better. Just figure out first which way it goes. This is the right way. It's kind of 3 slanted and then 1 below. And I'm just going to match them up. There we go. Okay. And now we need soft succulent ink, and we're going to do this image. Okay, I got a little bit of that. I gotta wash these off. Let me try that one more time. I think because I washed these off with a baby wipe, they're a little moist. Well, it's okay. It's fine. Alrighty. Or maybe I have these inked too heavily. Could be. Alrighty. So now I'm going to use the seasonal label dies to cut them all out, and I will be right back. Okay, here is our 3 pieces here. And we also need our Christmas tree. Okay, now first we're going to take this image and we're going to put it I'd say, so that it goes a little bit, about 1.25 inches from this top of the DSP here, and we're just going to completely glue this one down. It's going to hang over the edge a little bit. Okay. Alrighty, now we're going to put the soft succulent down, and I need some of our mini dimensionals, and I'm just going to put one right here, and then on the side that's going to go into the box, which would be over here. And I'm going to put a little bit of liquid glue on the bottom stem here. And then we're going to have this go out this way, and they kind of crisscross at the bottom. Make sure that dimensional is on the box and it's not on the bottom here. Okay, now we're going to put the berries just kind of like that. Alrighty, so I'm just going to use maybe 2 more little dimensionals here, mini ones. I've been doing this with Stampin' Up for a year and a half, over a year and a half, and this is still my first sheet of minis because there's so many on the minis. Okay, and then just a little bit of glue on the stem to hold that down. I'm going to put that towards this side. Just hold it a sec. Alrighty, and then our Christmas tree is going to come over this way and kind of stick towards the right. And I'm going to put 2 minis again on the tree. Sometimes I can get away with doing it with my finger, and sometimes I have to use the take your pick tool. Okay, and we don't need to secure this because we're going to put the sentiment down, and that kind of secures it. All right, so this is going to kind of cover up this berry here and go up that way. Okay, now we need our piece of basic white again, and the sentiment, which is from Whimsical Trees, Let Your Heart Be Light, and some Tuxedo Black Ink. And I'm just going to put it on there. Leave a little bit to the left of it. It doesn't have to be perfectly straight because we're going to cut this out. All right, and then I'm just going to cut it straight right underneath and leave a little bit at the end also. Okay, and we don't need this much. We only need about, I'd say, 1/4 inch past the the beginning letter there, and about probably the same on the other side. And I'm just going to do this straight first. And I'm just going to clip right in the middle down a bit, and then cut from the corner to the end of where I started in the middle. And that makes a flag, but most of you probably know how to flag things. Okay, now I'm going to use a little hole punch and put that in the beginning here. All right, and now I need some linen thread. All right, and I'm just going to poke it through the hole from the front to the back, but I guess however you tie a bow is up to you. I'm going to leave a lot of extra because I want some tendrils. And I'm just going to tie a little bit. All right, and then just cut off the ends kind of even. Alrighty. And then we're just going to put this right where all of the stems would meet. They don't exactly meet there, but this is kind of like tying them all together. All right, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take my bone folder and I'm going to curl this a little bit and then just bend the top so that it kind of looks kind of three-dimensional more. Okay, and just straight. And I'm going to take a glue dot. I'm going to put it right on the back, not where the hole is, a little bit farther down than the hole. And I'm just going to put it on, just like that. And you can try to curl these a little, but sometimes when I try to do it with my finger, it just goes straight. Let's see. If you have a trick on curling this stuff, can you tell me, the linen thread? Okay. Now, for the final touches, we're going to use some Wink of Stella on the berries. I think I'm a little farther out today. I'm sorry about that. I'll bring it closer for you to see the finished product. And you could always look on my blog for the pictures. All right. And then for the final touch, I'm going to use some In Color 2021 to 2023 In Color Jewels in the Soft Succulent. And I'm going to put one up here, one on the other one, and then one down here on the tree. Okay. And that's it. Thank you so much for watching my tutorial, my channel, and I would love it if you would subscribe and hit the like button. And if you would like for me to email you some newsletters, probably once a month, maybe occasionally more if there's a good sale, you can use my contact information below to just shoot me an email that says you want to be on a mailing list. Okay? Thank you so much, and I will see you next time. My address to buy the Stampin' Up! Is at the top of the screen, and there's a link below. Okay, bye.